Here we go. Let's go. Chavav Amid Beis. We continue our Chazara quest. Baruch Hashem, closing up. Seeing for Sunday night is well underway. Ishkach Moshe Schoenfeld for taking over point over here. The moment, weather permitting, we're looking for an outdoor venue. It should be beautiful Sunday night. Oh, Rav Sirli, what a treat. Says the Gemara Chavav Amid Beis, the Mishnah. They brought to Rav Yochanan ben Zakkai to taste the food of Rav Gamliel, and Rav Gamliel Shnei Sevais, 2 dates, udeli shel mayim, and a pitcher of water. V'amru, and what do they say? Helom l'sukkah. Bring it up to the sukkah. Kshenasal Rav Sadik, we brought it to Rav Sadik, what did he do? Achol pachas mikabeya. He ate less than a beya. No like b'mapa. He held it in a handkerchief. V'achle chutz l'sukkah. He didn't eat it in a sukkah. V'lai b'yirchachar. So you remind yourself of the very critical Rashi. The Rashi explains what in the world is going on with Rav Tzadok. Says Rashi, Nolai b'maba, he didn't wash his hands. He wrapped his hands in a handkerchief. Rabbi, Mishum Nikiyas, cause of cleanliness. And he held less than a kabeya, didn't eat a tilas yadayim, and it doesn't eat the sukkah, and it doesn't eat the bench. Why? Because he held a chalt of zavote berachta, only an achila that has a svia, not a kibeya. So this last chiddush of Rav Tzadok is a unique chiddush about what he held. Oh, Rav David is here. The boys are coming. Baruch Hashem. But what he held is the chiv in sukkah. So says the Gemara, the big kasha, Maisa Listar. What in the world's going on over here? We finished saying on Amud Aleph how much obligates in a sukkah. And we said temporary eating and drinking, you're allowed to do chutz l'sukkah. And then we bring a story that what? Rav Yochanan ben Zakkai, Rav Gamliel, they seemingly are taking a snack, 2 dates, a pitcher of water, chavav and beis in the very bottom, and they're bringing it up to the sukkah. What's going on? Maisa Listar, says the Gemara. Oh, Rav Nach is here. This is a good night. Baruch Hashem. Maisa Listar. Says the Gemara, we have to insert some words between the previous Mishnah and this Mishnah. The previous Mishnah taught us temporary eating. Oh, Rav Yossi, you're here for our chasidus. The chasidus of eating everything in the sukkah. If you want to be machmer, are you allowed? Yes, machmir. But last bay misham yuhara. 3 lines from the bottom. Chavav and beis, and you do not have to worry about being considered a bal gaiva. Umaisanami. And there was also a story. V'amru on the top of Chav Zayin Amud Aleph. Helam le'sokah. Ukshenasla the Rav Tzadok. Achal pachas mekabeya. Not l'bamapa. V'achal chutz l'sukkah v'labirich acharov. Frag the Gemara, Shalom Rav Menachem. Frag the Gemara of Zayin Amud Aleph, 3 lines down. What's the obvious implication of Rav Tzadok? How much did he eat? It said in the Mishnah, Pachais mekibeya. That's the amount he ate outside of the sukkah. Frag the Gemara, ha kibeya. If it was a full beya, buy sukkah. It would seemingly need a sukkah. So now this is Nacham Alakasha. Lema Tavituf to Rav Yosef Abaye, because they held either the amount that you taste on the way to Shir, or what was the other Shir? Either the amount that you taste on the way to Shir, or very good, 2 or 3 eggs. Very good. Very good. My brain turned off. Thank you. Or 2 or 3 eggs. So seemingly this is a kasha. Answers the Gemara, no. Dilma pachas mekibeya nitilo bracha loibai. Hakibeya by nitilo bracha. Meaning, maybe the whole din of Rav Tzadok has nothing to do with sukkah. It's a different diak. The diak is how much requires nitilas yodayim, how much requires benching. But with regard to sukkah, he'd agree you don't need to eat it in the sukkah. We continue. Chav Zayin Amud Aleph, about 7 lines down, the Mishnah. Rav Eliezer Omer. Now we get into the wonderful sheet of Rav Eliezer. Arba esrei suudot chayiv adam leachol b'sukkah. How many sudas do you have to eat in a sukkah? 14. Achaz bayom v'achaz balaylo. V'chachamim oimrin. No, in the davar kitzvah. We Jews, we don't have any limits on our food. In the davar kitzvah. Chutz milele yom tov rishon. The first night of that, you have an obligation. The rest of Sukkot, you can do what you want. V'oidam Rav Eliezer, a second thing. Mishlachal leili Yom Tov harishon. If you didn't eat on the first night, Yashlam leili Yom Tov achar shalcha. You can make it up on Shmini Atzeres. Chachamim Aimrim, no. Ein l'davar tashlim. V'al zeh ne'emar. On the fact that you can't make it up, say the Chachamim, Mu'uves la'yuchal etkoyin v'chisaroin la'yuchal imnas. Frak the Gemara, my time with Rav Eliezer, what is this dinner? Rav Eliezer's 14 sudas you need in a sukkah. Says the Gemara, I think this is the second time we've had this, or the third. Teishvu ke'ein taduru. Ma'adira. Achaz bayom, achaz ba'leila. Afsaka, achaz bayom, achaz ba'leila. V'rabanan, what do they respond? They say, we're masking. Kedira. Ma'adira yibayach libayla yachal. Afsaka yibayach libayla achal. You don't have to eat. Ihachi asked the Gemara, if you look into Rishon Nami. According to the Chachamim, if it's like in your house, you sometimes eat, you sometimes don't. Even the first night, you shouldn't have obligation. Amar Rav Yochanan Shimon Yitzadok. Never kan chamisha aser, never chamisha aser b'chag hamatzois. Mal halon by Pesach leila rishon chayva. Mikan veilach v'rishos optional. Avkan leila rishon chayva mikan veilach v'rishos. V'halsa minal. Over there by Pesach, how do we know that we have a chiyuv on the first night? Amar Kara. Be'erev toichlu matzvos hakasav kavu chayva. So obligation on night number 1. Chamisha aser pulls it over to Sukkos. That's the Chachamim. You have an obligation on night number 1 as well. Why
by Pesach Sheni you allowed to do Tashlumim and
why is there Tashlumim on?
Pesach Sheni?
Interesting. So the answer is I don't think it's Tashlumim. It's a new mitzvah. It's interesting. It's a very interesting question you're asking. And we can say even more this Tashlumim and everything. It's Shavuos is Tashlumim also. The reason why we didn't say Tachlin for 7 days after Shavuos. No one cares. Everyone says we didn't say Tachlin, we're happy. But the reason is because of Tashlumim.
That was designated for the people who missed it.
Right. Yeah. That's
Here,
the answer.
he's saying
Pesach Sheni,
during the same
Pesach Sheni is a unique mitzvah. It's a unique mitzvah, but you could ask the same question. We find Tashlumim, like Shavuos, we find Tashlumim. It is a good question. But let's see Tashlumim right now. Furthermore, Rav Eliezer said, you could be mashlim on Shmini Atzeres. Frek the Gemara, V'amar Rav Eliezer, so you have 14 students you have to eat in the sukkah. So now you're eating a 15th suda, or it's a 14th because you missed one. And when are you eating it on Shmini Atzeres? How can you be mashlim your chiyuv of sukkahs on Shmini Atzeres when there's no more chiyuv of sukkah? Amar Rabira, that's his name. Amar Rabami, Chazer by Rav Eliezer. Eliezer is Chazer, and he holds like what? The Chachamim. What's the obligation? 1 Suda. And now, what's the answer? So the answer we spoke on now is now the 1 Suda, according to the Chacham, is nothing to do with Sukkah. It's not Teishu Kei Taduru, it is Teishu Kei Taduru, but it's being learned out from Pesach that it's a first night obligation. So you have obligation like you have an obligation to eat matzah. You missed that, you can make it up on night number 8, even though you're outside of the Sukkah. But now the Gemara asks that kasha, Mashlim b'mi, how are we being Mashlim your obligation? Ilema berifta. If you're going to have bread, what do you mean? Shmini Atzeres, you have its own chiyuv to have bread. Ela mayashlim, yashlim mini targima. You're mashlim with desserts. Tanina mihachi, imishlim mini targima. Yatsa. Shalab Betrabis el Agrippas HaMelech. Interesting story. The Betrabis asks Agrippas as Rav Eliezer, Kigoyin ani, myself, she'eni ragul echol ela besuda achas b'yoyim. I only have 1 meal a day. What's the din? And of course, we point out again this interesting nikuda that Rav Eliezer was chayzer. So what's going on over here? Different mahalchim in the Rishonim how to deal with this. But either way, says the Gemara, Amar Loi. Agrippas, who are you kidding? You have 1 suda a day? Oh, come on. You have much food for yourself. And now so whether he was just giving him a zug, whether he was telling him you should do what you do every day, whether he was telling him utilize those extra parvaras to whet your appetite and create another meal, different ways of learning, but that was the answer to Rav Eliezer.
Just establishing that that's something that you can do.
Maybe
people
again.
Use desserts as a substitute to
correct. That's one way of answering it. Just like we just saw,
like
the
way these Gemaras are going, where there's a lot of shtuchs
yes.
or whatever. I
yes.
feel like it's probably more likely he's going.
Yeah.
Fat tush, you know, whatever.
No,
he's
saying both. It's both. It is. He is saying that, but now what's the halachic implication? That's one mahalach in the Rishonim, as Rav Shuli is saying, that he's showing you can be yaitz to purpose. And furthermore, they ask, and ani for like, hi, shishli shtei nashim, I have 2 wives. Achas b'Tiveria, achas b'Tzipayri. One in Tiveria, one in Tzipayri. V'yesh shtei sukkos. I have two sukkos. Achas b'Tiveria, achas b'Tiveria. Ma'u she'eitim misukkel sukkah v'Potter. I want to go. I want to give both wives some time. So can I do that? So we're thinking like, why not? You're in your sukkah. Amr lai doesn't work. Shani Aimer Ayrav Eliezer hold. Kol hayotim misukkel sukkah. Batil mitzvah sarishayna. Where does this come from? Tanya, we learned in the Brayso of Eliezer Aimer. So we turn over to Chav Zayin and Beis. Ein yotzim misukah lesukkah. Vein yotzim sukkah v'chol hashamayid. You're not allowed to leave your sukkah, and you're not allowed to make a sukkah chol hamayid. V'chachamim aimrim. Yotzim misukah lesukkah. V'ayis sukkah v'chol hashamayid. V'shavim, but they both agree. She'im nafla, if it falls, she'achayzer u'bayna v'chol hashamayid. He rebuilt it. So my time of the Rav Eliezer. Says the Gemara, what is the reasoning of Rav Eliezer? All his dinim. The din that you can't build a sukkah chol hamayid. The din you can't leave your sukkah. Says the Gemara, Amar Kra, Chag HaSukkah Tasel Chashivas Yamim, Asei Sukkah Ru'ya L'Shiva. Learns the pasuk very literally. You have to be in your sukkah for 7 days, and there's to be one sukkah for all 7 days. The Rabbanan respond and say, come on, you're being a little bit too drastic. This is what the pasuk says. Asei Sukkah B'Chag. Make a sukkah on Yantif for the 7 days of Yantif. Why are you saying it means dafka one sukkah? Vishavin, they both agree. Shem nafla shechayzer rabbeinu. I say you can rebuild it b'chol shamayid. Says Mar Pshita. Well, what's the chiddush in that? Of course you can rebuild it, even according to Eliezer. It's the same sukkah. So Ma'u the Tema? No, it's not a echriti. It's a different sukkah. It might be the same walls, but it's a different sukkah. Mincha is going to be in 3 minutes. Hashem. Echriti. It's a different sukkah. Ve'ino l'shiva. Never stop for 7 days. Kamash malan. That lamaisa it works. It is that everyone agrees you can rebuild it. Tanya, we learned in a brayso 10 lines down. First one line is Kamash Malan. Tanya, just like one is not Yaitzi's obligation the first day of Sukkot with what? The famous din of Lachem, the Chsev Lekachtem Lachem. B'yem Arisha Bri, Tzadar Kapois Temerim, Mishel Lachem. The Dalamina have to be yours. Kach says Eliezer, startling din. The sukkah as well has to be yours. Again, you're being too drastic. Why? It says lochem. Techsev kol ezrach v'yisrael yishuv v'sukkos. Milami shekol Yisrael. Ganz Klal Yisrael is ru'yim leishev b'sukkah achas. So Rabbanan, how do they respond to that? Oh, that was fast. Wow, technology. Rav Yossi Shalom. Rabbanan, hi l'cha my darshibei. What did the Rabbanan do with l'cha? V'bay l'mutei gezula. Aval she'ula? Then that works. K'sev kol ezrach. V'Rav Eliezer. Hi kol ezrach my avidle. He holds has to be yours. What does he do with kol ezrach? It could be one sukkah. V'bay elei for a different din. L'gersh and iskar bein time. V'kadon and iskadol bein time. Rabbanan. Kiva shaman oises sukkos v'chol shamayid. Then it's pashit lo yitzich kra. We're at Tana Rabbanan, and we don't. We're at Mincha. Shkayach. Chavra, Sunday night is looking like